What's going on, everybody? LK here today, once again, with Lord JMCrofts. How are you, bro?
I'm good. I always have fun with these collabs, so thank you for having me.
Yeah, 100%. We've been talking about all sorts of moves, and one that's really been on my mind has been Super. So we're going to share with each other 3 examples of just quote-unquote broken. Do you want to say broken today? Broken supers.
Okay. You'll get some comments. It's not truly broken, actually.
Hopefully.
Alright, so of course, because I'm a Capcom fanboy, I had to go back to Ultra Street Fighter 4 here. And, you know, every character, like, pretty much every super in this game is generally pretty good. Most characters have good supers, but there's one character I've always felt their super is really slept on, is Chun-Li. I feel like a lot of people don't know about this. Alright, so there is one caveat, which is that supers in general in this game are not that widely used because the super bar is a lot longer than it is in most games. So like, it takes a long time just to build one stock, and you need all 4 to do a super. And, you know, unlike Third Strike, whiffing does not build meter. Whiffing specials does build meter, but just a tiny bit, so it takes a really, really long time to get super, and usually you will not get 1 super per round. So yeah, obviously there's EX moves in this game, so you have that to spend your meter on as well. But let me explain why Chun-Li super is like low-key ridiculously broken in this. So it is a 2-frame move, so that's faster than any jab. Fastest jab is 3 frames. So the fact that it's a 2-frame move and it goes like half screen is a little bit silly. And I'll try to explain why. So, first of all, it links off of basically everything. There we go.
Hey.
So yeah, that links, this links. So yeah, you can hop over fireballs and combo into super. Anyway, like all her moves link into super. The fact that it's 2 frames leads to a little bit of stupidity. So like, let's say Ryu does this, right? Sorry, buddy.
On block,
you threw
too.
a fireball. You have to hold a super now. So yeah, that's really strong. And then even if they don't throw a fireball from any range, so whether they cancel into the fireball or not, they're getting supered if they do crouching medium kick. Another potentially strong Ryu poke here, also punishable with super. So yeah, like half of most characters like mid-range moves are -2 or worse in this game. Obviously, we saw standing medium kick, crouching medium kick, fireball. Like, so many of his moves at mid-screen become punishable because of this. So, yeah, it's not the most damaging super. It is hard to build up 4 EX stocks to actually use it, but if you go through all that work, this links off of, like, every move in her arsenal, and it punishes everything. So, it's really good.
This is usually like a mid to late game thing, right? Where people will see a move like this, and they'll be like, oh, like, this thing is this fast. Let me see where I can apply it. And you're like, oh, everywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
If you are enough of a crazy person to save up all your meters, and yeah, like, you know, if we're playing Chun, like we're gonna probably just do a bunch of EX Bird is her only invincible move, and you know, like moves that, or she has combos that use multiple EXs, you know, so she can do that. So you probably are just gonna burn through a lot of meter playing this character. But if you have the patience and the discipline to save, then yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm also going to be talking about a move that's kind of low-key. I think a lot of people know this move is really good, but it doesn't see too much use. But I was a huge fan of this move. It's this. It's a Amelia install. So,
I'm going to be honest, I did not know she had an install.
What does this install do? Let's start there. So this install adds flowers behind basically everything she does.
Oh.
So you have like flowers. It looks like Capel, right? So you have these flowers following you. And it makes it so that you get to do things you don't normally do. So we talked about, for example, how you would want resource for certain options instead of supers, right? So let's take like bad moves. So this hard knockdown in this game, but if for some reason you want to RC into combo in this game, you could do like whatever you want, right? In Chroming Rose, my Bad Moon has a flower that can combo off of. So I'm spending the same resource. And it's the same for Hair Car. Here, there's a flower that gets left behind. This also means that these moves are ridiculously plus on block now. Even like she has this cross up with Hollis. This has flowers. Everything has flowers protecting you. Thing number 2 is this increases her defense because now you get this.
Oh.
Now, yes.
Keeps your backdash safe.
Not only does it keep your backdash safe, you use it for pressure too. Let me see if I still have the hands for this. So, like that type of thing. And you can mix in strike throw there. And like many things, a very common theme is now I get a combo where I don't normally get a combo. And on top of this, it also, when you go into this, because again, usually the things people think about super is like, oh, is it actually worth it because I could do X, Y, Z? You can go into common, strong things with her as well. So for example, let's say I do this. Okay, so you can see a hard knockdown, and this Secret Garden is a ridiculous Okazeme move. You know, it doesn't go away on hit and all that stuff. You are using a resource, you know, costs 50 meter, but you can use these like super advantageous high-lows, unseeable high-lows to go into Secret Garden based on the rose, which is that's like the round is over type situation if someone gets hit by this. So it is also burst safe when you do it. So a really common burst point is like when you get knocked down, because you can't get punished for these bursts generally. So see, I just block, or if I do it like a little bit earlier, maybe a little bit earlier, I'll get the burst off. Nope. That's death if that happens.
Yeah.
Which is a really good thing. And then the last one is actually, this is a secret. This is a secret that I have actually never said in a YouTube video.
Oh man, this save that stuff for nationals.
Yes, and I actually did do this. Thing is, I found that there are 2 different types of roses. There's a rose that has no hurt box at all, or hitbox at all, and then there's a rose that does. So this video just shows how to do the normal. I call this the B rose. So like it has an animation, but there's just nothing there. So you could sneak in throws, and you remember that you can get a throw into a full combo, or you could do one where you put an actual rose that has a hitbox there and then jump a 50-50 up, or do like Bad Moon or like Backdash like I showed you before. So many uses, and not like this move is original to Exord, by the way. It's non-strive, nor is it an XX, and it's definitely an example of it's really worth using the move because all the things that you would do with resources gets buffed by this move.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting because there is like a certain type of super that I feel like people tend to overrate, which is the type of super where you do the super and you spend the meter, and then there's like another thing that has to happen. Do you know what I mean? So an example is like let's say like Oro Super Art 1 from Third Strike. You might not know what I'm talking about, but essentially he powers himself up and then he has the capability to land a damaging command grab. So it's kind of like you need 2 things to go right because you need the opportunity to even do the super. But this looks like an example of one where they tried to design a super like that and they just kind of made it too good because it's all the stuff you're going to be doing anyway.
I can't speak for people who play Exode right now, but at least for like the time I was playing, because I played through 2.1, like the beginning of 2.1, it was a pretty uncommon super. So it was a super that everyone thought was broken, but many players didn't really use the super. Like I was like one of the only people who was using the super. I was like, this super is really stupid. It's really stupid. So just a pretty interesting one.
I feel like we have been showing games that are too good, and so I need to take us into the jank zone real quick. We're looking at Jackie Chan Fists of Fire. Great game. If you guys have never played it, highly recommend checking it out. And this game has a lot of really interesting stuff in it. It's got all these characters. It's got 3 Jackie Chans, by the way. If you have your choice of a suite of Jackie Chans, but today we're not going to look at Jackie Chan. We're going to look at Thorsten. You're going to have to be patient with me because I'm going to need to build some meter here.
Know that me out with, bro.
He's going crazy. All right, so this is Thorsten. So Thorsten, I believe, is actually one of the top tiers of the game. He's got like a scissor kick type move, like M. Bison style, and he's got this really good sweep. I call this the Zangief sweep. This is like Zangief super turbo sweep. So this move's really good. And his dash speed and stuff are good. So yeah, he's a solid character. But in my opinion, the thing that really makes Thorsten good is this move that we've already seen me use a million times. It's this move. So the fact that he just gets so many of these, and also he can hit confirm off it. So this is really, really good. Like, I feel like when we see a character have this in a game, it always ends up being good. Like, I don't know if you remember when Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was in beta, Justin Wong would beat everybody by picking Storm and doing this, right? And like, because that's the kind of game where you can hit confirm off any hit, it's really good. So it turns out you can hit confirm off this in this game with his super. So let me see if I can do this. There you go. So you can confirm into his super. So his super is really, really broken for that reason that I just showed, the fact that it's really easy to hit confirm into off any hit. And you can see it does quite a lot of damage, and you can combo off it. There we go. There's the super. So you can combo off it and get a lot of damage. And you can see I just got a dizzy. So it turns out that he has Touch of Death combos with this because it's guaranteed dizzy. So this is gonna be my big attempt here. Let's see if I can pull it. All right, we got a dizzy. Now we need to do this. And now he cannot escape these OTGs. This is guaranteed. And he's dead. So yeah, Thorsten has the easiest Touch of Death to land in the game.
He said GG.
Yeah, you know, that's actually...
He's gonna shake your hand.
That's a funny little thing about this game is that there are fatalities in this game. Well, not really fatalities, but there's like deaths. Like a character can get like snapped in half or whatever. But Jackie Chan cannot die. He is... he always survives the fight, and he always gets up and gives you the thumbs up and says, good fight. So he's an honorable opponent, even if Thorsten is basically the opposite of honorable here. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It turns out being able to do 100% off of 5 2Ls is pretty strong. So yeah, that's Thorsten.
Wow. I mean, Jane game indeed, but that's really fun. I just like how he shakes your hand. He's like,
yeah. Oh, he says, you're getting better. Yeah, okay, great game. Everybody check out Jackie Chan, Fists of Fire.
Apparently this is 720p, but it doesn't look like it's 720p, but it says 720p. We're in Blaze Blue. Blaze Blue Continuum Shift 2, but this super is broken in a couple of patches, like 3 versions of the game. So you're going to see me do way too much damage to Taker here. And I've talked about this super before. It is that broken, by the way, because I keep using it. It is one of the best supers I've ever had the pleasure of using in a fighting game. It is Daisharin, the Great Wheel. Do you want to see what I'm about to do to him, or do you want me to explain the super first?
Show me first, then that'll give me some context.
Alright. Okie doke.
Oh yeah, he's getting mixed.
Yep. Luckily, he's too high, so I don't have like I didn't adjust for the combo properly, but let's talk about the super. So, one, we have to start with, we've been talking about supers and like, they usually cost meter. Sometimes there's other uses for meters, right? So there's like 25 meter options, or there's like Roman cancel options. This game, only Jin Kisaragi has 25 meter. Off the top of my head, I don't know about CF, maybe another character has 25 meter options, but typically only Jin has EX moves. So you have like normal Roman cancels like GG, but there's no like blue Roman cancel or Exert yellow Roman cancel or anything like that. One problem with old Blaze Blue is that the combos are too long. So you have this combo that started at around like, I had like 10 meter when I started this combo. And when this combo is done, shouts to my girl Lychee, I will have more than 50. So the expectation is I will always get the meter, especially when I'm near the corner. I got almost 70 meter. I got 70 meter. So I got 60 meter from this combo, right? So then die shutting. So the idea behind this super is you input 6 inputs, and then the super happens, and the stick moves independently of you. Right. So in a game like Blaze Blue, which you can roll out the corner, you usually start by making sure they can't roll out the corner, and you have the stick moving there, and then the last 3 hits you use for mix-ups. So I do a mix-up, I fuzzy him, and then this comes down. So you might notice, if you look at my meter here, So you see my meter. I'm gonna get to 70. I spend 50.
Yeah.
And then look at my meter after I hit him. Okay. Do you notice how my meter is just going up? Look at this baby combo. If I did the Rekka Ender, I would have gotten 50 meters. So there's no real meter penalty in old BlazBlue games. They added it in more recent versions. They added a meter penalty after super so that you can't loop supers like this. So there are games where like you get the 50 meter and you just loop this. And this situation is really, 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 really hard to escape. I cannot stress. It is incredibly hard to escape this situation. Please, I think it's against one of the takers to try to escape. So, gotta do little skipsies. So again, we're gonna have a similar type of thing here. So I have the meter. I'm gonna do it, and then I do a setup. He gets hit.
And you're building all that meter back.
I got all the meter back. Again. I'm getting all the meter back. He's holding his burst too, and I'm going to do it again.
Oh, that's
It's a different setup. It's a different setup, but he holds this setup like this. So you get to just loop it over and over and over. It's safe to like everything, and you might appreciate this because of you play like Capcom fighters. There are actual examples of a mix-up like this. Long combo. Again, look at the meter. I'm gonna build a ton of meter from this, even though it doesn't do a lot of damage. So B, C, B, 6C, B, B, C, falling C. So here, based on what you heard, boom.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you steered it away. Yeah, it's kind of similar to the Milia flower.
Yeah, roses. Yeah, the roses.
It's the same where you can like visually they're like, all right, I guess I better block, but really you're just making it whiff and throwing them.
Yeah, but this is what I mean, right? So he's sitting next to me. Tokido's sitting next to me. So I've been doing this like right? Yeah. So on this one, I did the same thing, like 1, 2, 3, but I was mashing an empty button. For the last one. So you have like real life mix-ups too. It's like the only time I used like real life stuff to mix people up was with the super. That's how like crazy the super is.
Yeah, that's always something that like you hear people talking about is like, yeah, I got the 7th button to mash on to make people think I'm pressing DP. Oh, the shades are out. Let's go.
Yeah, you can see like he's literally sitting next to me. If you've never used that stick before, it's like 15 pounds. And it's really hollow, so like all like my buttons are resonating across the room,
bringing like the Liberty Bell.
Yeah, so there is no way someone sitting next to you who's listening to your buttons would take that throw.
Pulling out the official emulation here, and we're gonna play some Vampire Savior. So I know this is a game that you know. If anyone has ever fought this character, they are gonna know what move I'm talking about.
The skills. Yeah, I call it skills.
So this is another one where I was even like, is this even a super? Because if you guys don't know, there's not really like a difference between like EX moves, like your powered up special moves, and like your supers. Like they're kind of the same mechanic in this game, so by some definitions you could call this a super. It's the bubble.
The only thing I'll say about supers is that they don't have like a normal version. You know, like there's no like normal bubbles.
There is
like
no normal bubble.
Yeah,
that is true.
Thank God.
Yeah, DP punch doesn't do anything, but DP 2 punches does the bubble. For those of you who are unaware, this is probably like the defining feature of Albath. Like that, this is basically like the reason why he's good. He's got some other things too, like his dash attacks are really good, his normals are good, but this bubble is kind of what takes him to the next level. So to explain some of the things about it, as you can see, it's a capture state. You know, normally you'd be like, well, it sends them airborne, so you don't get a full combo, right? You just get like 1 hit or whatever. But he has this other move that is this, which dizzies them, so then you do get a full combo. So it's unblockable capture state, so they cannot block the bubble. And this is kind of similar to what you were saying with Lychee, is like having things that are like separate of your character. Like while this is on screen, I'm free to act however I want. That's a strong mechanic. Like being able to basically hit your opponent 2 ways at once is really good, and the fact that this is unblockable is really just what puts it over the top. So the basic premise of playing this character really is that we're gonna knock the opponent down, we're gonna force him to block this, And then we get another full combo, and we just repeat the situation. Ooh, oh, we're dropping.
I believe. It's like the easiest unblockable of all time, by the way.
It really, really is.
Maybe not the easiest. I mean, there's some just straight up unblockable supers, right? But
no, I'm so bad. And then you loop it.
Yep, all skill.
And then he's basically dead. So,
you can hear my salt, by the way. All skill.
Yeah,
all skill. Even though you can get out, some characters, like half the cast can get out. I don't care.
Okay, yeah, and the thing is, it is kind of a rock, paper, scissors, because you have different wake up timing. You have an invincible move,
guard cancel.
Guard cancel. Sometimes you can jump depending on what they go for, but a lot of like your like layer one, like this is how I'm going to escape, doesn't really work. So a lot of you are probably shouting at your screen like there's rolling in this game, right?
And there's a chart actually about this move, about like who's good at escaping and who's not. And like I play BB Hood, and she's not good at getting out.
Yeah. So you can see even like just like stand medium punch here, he will force him to get hit by the bubble. See, so regardless of which way he rolls, he is gonna get bubbled there. So there are a lot of setups that guard both directions of rolling, and then like even if they jump, like there's still a degree of guessing, like they can jump out and then you just like knock them back into it. So yeah, it is not 100% guaranteed that they're gonna eat this bubble, but it is really, really hard to get out. It's crazy. It just kind of creates this checkmate situation where it's like, well, guess I'll die.
And it's kind of so tilting too, because like this game it's pretty hard. It's not only just that like it's an old game, so the people who play have a lot of XP, lots of matchup experience, and all this stuff, but also like it's just harder to input stuff in older games, and he is comparatively pretty easy.
Yeah.
So you have like an easy, strong setup. He is also not that hard, and you can learn this. Like if you played other fighting games, you can learn this bubble stuff pretty quick. So if you're starting with a group of friends, it's really on them to one, pick a character that can get out easily, either with teleport, guard cancel, or some movement or something, and two, get good enough at the game with whatever character they pick to do something to you that's equivalent, So
yeah,
I actually don't like this character that much.
Yeah, oh, he's pretty cheap, and the thing is, like, so not only does this work like in the corner off of like any hit, you can basically set this up, but you can even get it off throw. And the thing is, like I mentioned, his dash attacks are really broken, so like this is mega plus. So if they don't push block this, which push block is really hard to do in this game, and guard cancel's pretty hard to do as well. Like if they don't push block this, they're in a really bad throw situation where, yeah, again, it's like, it's just gonna, guess what, hold this bubble. Even if you try to roll, you're probably still gonna eat it. So yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's Persona 4 Arena, vanilla. And we're talking about this move, the Meteor's meatball.
Yes! Bro, I hate this super.
Yes, this super is just so direct, so easy to use. It is a reversal. There is a way to punish it, but it's really, really hard. And you can see I constantly try to go for the punish, and if you miss the punish, you just get hit, just like this, because I missed it.
Yeah.
Boom. Plus, from full screen, you can do it from anywhere. Agnastria. It is an awakening super, so if you haven't played this game, so you're gonna see Chie here. She's gonna do her persona. See, so she's like, oh, it's serious time. This is to let you know that you immediately get 50 meter, and you get a new super right away. So, and you have more defense. And last but not least, you have 150 meter total instead of 100 meter. So you get access to it immediately. It's a reversal, it's a pressure tool, it's an approach tool, it's everything. But the real other annoying thing about this actually comes from this other example I have. So because it hits from anywhere, you can have situations like this where like I kind of like hit him here and he bursts into it. So you can burst into awakening into this. You can burst. They don't always knock down this game, I want to say. I actually forget on like it knocks down here, but I don't remember the rules of when it knocks down and when it does it. But it's just the point, like she could just immediately turn the momentum around, and she already has a resource. You can see here too. I'm gone. Like where am I?
Yeah.
And I got mixed.
I'm gonna block this whack ass mix up.
Yeah. And I got mixed. Just a really direct example of just like, oh, I win neutral. I can mix you up. It's a reversal. When I have access to it, I get access to it immediately, and I can use it immediately also. You know they're going to get the meter, and you have to deal with it like once a round at least, and it adds like a lot of stress when you're fighting like top tier characters who have moves like that.
It definitely reminds me of like V-Trigger or something, where it's like, well, if you're killing this character, you're gonna unlock this ability for them, so it's a double-edged sword. All right, yeah, that definitely triggered a lot of very painful memories for me.
Again, like since I haven't played I played a lot of fighting games, but mostly for tournaments. So like I've never played Fist of Fire, for example.
Yeah.
Or like last time you had that Chinese fighting game. I was like, what is this? So I always really like your examples where like mines are like, oh, this is from the Great War of 2013.
Yeah. No, it's like here's a game that there's 4 people on Fightcade right now playing it. Nobody knows the all the tech and stuff. Yeah, no, it's always fun to go with a little jank as well. But for me, it's like I'm such a casual. Like so much of this, like I am aware of the existence of like Lychee Super, for example. I've seen it like in tournament top 8s, but I did not know the sheer details of how dominating it is. So it's cool.
How many things? Yeah. Let the people know where to find you.
Basically, subscribe to me on YouTube, at JMCrofts on YouTube. I'm at Crofts on Twitter if you want to follow me there, and that's about it.
Cool. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you go subscribe to JMCrofts, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
Bye, everybody.